मैं बीनू मैया शाही बोल रही हूँ और हम लोग मैपल सिरप देखने गए थे, जहाँ पर वो लोग पेड़ों से की रस से वो लोग उसको पकाते हैं और लोगों को दिखाते हैं और लोगों को बहुत पसंद आया। अगर यदि आप लोग को पसंद आए तो लाइक कीजिए। धन्यवाद।
Higher quality and more fun. So for the pioneers, you would have seen a little bit of steam coming out and a lot of smoke coming out. For me, my smoke goes out the chimney, which means at the end of the day, the pioneers smell like a bunch of burnt pancakes. And for me, I've been spending my day at the maple spa and I smell like a fresh pancake. So that makes it nice for me. I'm also in a building, so that means I'm not exposed to the wind and the rain and the snow. So that's another reason why it's more fun to make maple syrup these days. But we also have gotten rid of the hardest part. Can you guys guess what the hardest part of making maple syrup was for the pioneers?
Bringing from the trees.
Bringing it from the trees, exactly. Did any of you try on the shoulder yoke to carry buckets with?
Yeah.
A couple? Yeah. So if you were doing this in pioneer times, you'd have to carry full buckets from the trees every day, about 200 times. And that's here where we have a small operation. Bigger farms easily have over 1,000 taps. So they'd have to walk back and forth over 1,000 times with buckets. That's a lot of work. It'd be pretty close to impossible to do. So what pioneers used to do is take the whole family out of school for March and get the kids to carry buckets the whole time while they keep an eye on the fire. These days we don't need to do that anymore. So for anyone who's enjoying March break, doing fun kid things like math and homework, they have plastic to thank. Plastic is flexible and fairly cheap. So what we can do is take a tube, connect it to the tree, and all the way down into the building. So we've got small tubes connecting to big tubes connecting to bigger tubes, and then eventually it comes in that back wall there and goes into the big bucket. And even over my voice I can hear it dripping right now. So that's coming in from all the trees in this whole area into that bucket there. Here we're lucky because we're at the bottom of a valley, meaning it's gravity doing all that work. Other places, they still don't use the buckets. They just put a pump in the building, and that brings all the sap to them. So it would still be with the tubes. The big bucket here, nobody has to carry that anywhere. It's way too big. That's 1,200 liters of sap when it's full. And it sounds like a lot, looks like a lot, but because it's mostly water, once you've cooked it, you only get 30 liters of syrup from this one giant container. Now, to get sap into syrup, it takes a lot less time than it used to. Did the pioneers tell you how long they took?
24 hours.
7 days was the really old way with the rocks, and then it was 24 hours with the pioneers. So me, when I'm doing a good job, this is about 5 hours. When I'm doing a bad job, maybe it's more like 8. Either way though, it's way faster. One reason for that is building. It's not actually for me to have more fun in, it's to block the wind for the evaporator. So the wind would blow away our energy, the rain and the snow would dilute our sap and undo all our hard work. And then also this chimney setup is also not for me, it's for the syrup. So we've closed off our fire. That means instead of dispersing energy everywhere, all the energy is going into the sap, and that heats up faster. We've got the new kinds of metal. Some evaporators, older ones, would be made out of aluminum. These days they're made out of stainless steel, like this one here. Both aluminum and stainless steel are a lot easier to work with than the cast iron that the pioneers had. So that means we can more easily make a nice flat bottom, make it nice and thin, put ridges through it to make the surface area increase and cook faster. So